No, I was going to say the kindred spirits in like, just paying attention all the way through to the end. And
Well, it's a great way to conclude.
Good. We are going to, you and I, I'm not saying we're the only ones. There are people out there going, I do that too. That's great because a lot of people don't. They hear it and say, okay. They don't want to get off the couch. They don't want to go to the computer. They don't want to try to, I don't know.
Want to get off the couch. Well, now we got a phone right there. We just have to I don't know if I want to reach.
Sometimes though, it actually does require writing down a few words that you hear something or something.
Right. Yeah, now you can do that in iTunes now.
Just saying, there are times. Here's the thing, and I don't know if you can relate, and then we'll get back. But has there been any time where you've heard something that sounds good, but if it was just writing down a couple of words or this or that, you would have been able to, and you didn't. You decided not to, and then you lost that opportunity.
You never were able to find it again.
There's been been several times that's happened, and then I kick myself, and then other times that I make that effort and I reward myself. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. And I see a very smiley, happy Chris.
I am very smiley.
If you're happy, that makes me happy, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't it, right?
Absolutely.
Let's see if you stay happy with the song after you listen to the song that I have for you.
It might take that upside down frown and make it a real frown, right?
Yes. It would revert back to its original position as a frown.
Right. Well, you got the song for me, so you gotta make me.
I do. Okay.
Yeah. Get.
Get serious here.
Get all the crap.
Okay.
give me the song. Come on.
You guys got to the bullshit for once. Okay. The reason I was laughing was this is the strangest song that I've ever wanted you to react to. Strangest, you'll find out why. But anyway, it's called, I only know the name of the translation of the title. I only know the translation of the title, which is Bubbles of Water. Okay. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know who plays it. I'm just a font of information. But I found out about it watching a movie. So I'll tell you all about that afterwards. Okay. I hope I didn't adjust your expectations in any way.
No, it just sounds really interesting. I don't know how much information you're going to give me when you really can't tell me who wrote it, who did this, who did that.
I have my improvisation all figured out.
Okay. All right. I will trust you on that.
Okay.
And I will go and what's it called? Something with water?
Yes. Something with water. Bubbles of water.
Bubbles with water. Seriously? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Usually, shouldn't it be waters with bubbles?
No, it's bubbles of water.
Oh, bubbles of water. All right, I should write this down. You got the link over there.
And if you want to be technical, it's bubbles of air or whatever the gas is, right? So, and go listen to it.
スして弾けた時また海の水に溶けてゆくなんだかとてもなんだかとても私たちとよく似てるみたいそんなこと考える私をよそに裸になったあなたは水の中ばかりにいるそんなこと考える私をよそにくつろぎきったあなたは空ばかり眺めてる空ばかり眺めてる少し離れてただ横にいれば何も言わずにこのままこのまま
All these different sounds are coming in here and there. But is that a harmonica? Sounds like a real dirty, filthy sounding, raw sounding harmonica. That's cool. This is really interesting how they're using certain instruments, whistles, flutes, I think, harmonica, and they're just putting certain effects or tones to them. Gives the song, it gives the composition kind of some unease, I think, because she got this really pretty acoustic guitar. Her voice, her vocals are very nice, but then you've got these certain sounds that are coming in, some distortion and stuff like that, that just put an edge to it. Very, very interesting song composition. Hey man, you gave me a real pretty song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. It kept the upside down frown still upside down.
Oh, good. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, now's the point where I got to fill the video with something to say.
Well, can I tell you a little bit about like what I observed?
Yes, and then I'll tell you what it's from.
My ears. The song really starts out interesting with that. There's like a jazz bass, like a bass that you would normally hear in a very kind of
like stand-up bass,
not a full band jazz, but like a very maybe just a boom, boom,
right,
boom, boom.
Yeah, like a double bass or something.
Yeah, and along with the drum beat, just real right out of the gate. Very, very interesting. And then a pretty acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of drum that was.
Guitar. yeah, then a nice acoustic guitar, comes in, and then like a weird sonic sound. So like you had all these different sounds right in the beginning,
But
the
I
first
think
minute or so. Yeah.
I wish I could find more on this song because I think there's some instruments in there that are not familiar to us.
Well, like that sonic sound, because I didn't know how else to really. It wasn't a whistle. It was something like it, but it was more like sonic sounding or something. I don't know, like
like a high pitched thing.
Yeah, and then I think then there's a different sound that sound like a whistle or a flute, like a whistle or flute.
Mm-hmm.
They were just, and I'm not going to go down the whole entire list of like instruments.
They're probably those unfamiliar instruments.
And that was, yeah. And as the song was going on, trying to figure out, I'm like, am I ruining, I don't want to ruin the moment for me, trying to figure out instruments, because it did sound, well, because then there was some distortion that came in. And it just seemed like
that was cool though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch there with the distortion coming in.
This was a mix of like, of like, stripped down, like the acoustic, which is just a pretty, like someone just I could pick up the acoustic right now and just play something, and then you had these kind of sound effects and effects that were going on and around. So there was, and I think why it worked was because nothing was overpowering. Nothing was,
right. It's like a little dash of this, little dash of that.
A little dash of that. Absolutely. Right. Yeah. And then you had her voice, right? The vocals. And, so I'm going to give you night and day kind of thing about the vocals. Because when she was singing the verses, right? And I'm not talking about not understanding the words, because of the language, but and I was trying to figure it out, like, towards the end and even coming on camera, but I think I have it, that I think when it came to singing the verses, because everything else was a dash of this and a dash of that and very kind of spaced out and paced, that her verses were sung with a cadence of like da 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 da. It was very, almost like a very kind of moving and flowing, where everything else was not.
Like at a faster pace against that background, yeah.
Yeah, and it stuck out to me, right? But then when she sang, I guess what you call the chorus, then that was different. That was different.
Yeah, that's right.
That was different. That then almost it clicked in.
Yeah, the syllables were less than it stretched out more.
If I'm being honest, right, keeping it honest, that was the thing that I was kind of struggling with. Not struggle, because it was overall, it was a very, like I said, right in the beginning, pretty song.
You say you struggle with it. Is that something that, like, as if you were to listen to this again and you're used to it,
I think so.
You got used to it, you'd say, hey, that's kind of cool.
I think so. Yeah, I think so, because I think that. And it wasn't like I wanted to take my headphones and like, I'm out of here. But it was like, it just was something that just, was standing out of everything else. And, yeah. I think if I go back, which I know I will, I think that will iron itself out. Yeah. Because everything else was just, and then I'll let you talk. That then after all that stuff, right? And you had that second chorus. Then you had distorted noise that came in. And I think there was little flashes, a little kind of like, again, a little this or that of that throughout. But it was more prominent towards the end of the song after the second chorus. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it sounded like a harmonica. It sounded like a real distorted.
Yeah, I think it was a harmonica, yeah.
Raw, filthy harmonica. And that was glorious.
Awesome.
That was glorious. That was great. I mean, it was fitting to have that type of sound to that instrument, because at first I was like, is that? So
but it's unexpected, right?
The fact that
if somebody said, hey, they should put a harmonica in this song, and you heard,
Yeah.
You probably, I would think, how would that fit in?
As though they were trying, that harmonica came in right after that real huge distortion sound and then it was almost as though they were trying to like replicate that distortion with that harmonica, and that could have went either way, one way or the other way, and it worked, and I was very impressed, man. Very, very nice. Yeah.
Isn't harmonica an amazing instrument? Just the different types of sound you can get out of it.
Yeah.
You can get something like this, you know, which is more like a bluesy kind of feel, you know, and you could have like that happy sound that Stevie Wonder gets out of it, you know.
Harmonica can
When he
still,
hits those high notes, it go right to ooh.
If it's played right, if it's the certain sound or the melody that's coming out of it could actually steal the show. It could steal the whole song.
And it's amazing. It's like just this little thing.
I don't know if it stole, but it cemented it just absolutely. I just thought that it just, you know, it was perfect. Just, you know, ending the song. So yeah, I'm very intrigued. I'm curious about like who wrote it, like, you know, the end. This actually reminds me of Rachel Getting Married. It's so funny because there's I don't know if you saw that movie, Rachel Getting Married, and at the end of that movie, they're out in the backyard and a few musicians are getting together and they just start playing. And the director, I don't know if that was intentional or he just was like, as they were sort of in between sets, and he had the mics there and he just picked up what they were just kind of doing on their own. And it was beautiful. And I've actually thought about giving that over to you. And so now I'm like, now I started thinking like, maybe I'm going to do that because it's different sounds. It's a different thing, but it sounds similar. It's kind of like what you did.
So that was at the end.
You watched the movie. It stuck with you. You're like, I got to find out. You sorted it out. You found it. And there you go.
So that happened at the end of the movie. You say, was it Rachel Getting Married?
Yeah, at the very end. Yeah,
that's interesting because this was at the very end of the movie I got it from.
Yeah,
that's wild, man.
Yeah.
Well, not that much of a coincidence.
No, but
it's either going to be in the beginning, the middle, or the end. But this song, was you going to say something though? Okay,
no, I was going to say the kindred spirits in like, you know, just paying attention all the way through to the end. And
well, it's a great way to conclude.
Good. We are going to, you and I, I'm not saying we're the only ones. There are people out there going, I do that too. But, and that's great because a lot of people don't. You know, they hear it and say, okay. They don't want to go off the couch. They don't want to go to the computer. They don't want to try to, you know, I don't know.
Get off the couch. Well, now we got a phone right there. We just have to like, I don't know if I want to reach, you know.
Sometimes though, it actually does require writing down a few words that you hear or something.
Right. Now you can do that in iTunes now.
Just saying, there are times. Here's the thing, and I don't know if you can relate, and then we'll get back. But has there been any time where you've heard something that sounds good, but if it was just writing down a couple of words or this or that, you would have been able to, and you didn't. You decided not to, and then you lost that opportunity.
You never were able to find it again.
There's been been several times that's happened, and then I kick myself, and then other times that I make that effort and I reward myself.
I just did that. Yeah, it is a reward. Yeah, for that little effort of having to reach for your phone or get up off the couch.
No, but sometimes you actually have to get a pen because I don't know what you type in, and you actually have to write.
It depends on where you're hearing it from.
You got to write down the name of the movie because
I looked around for this song for quite a while because I like the song so much. And the movie's from 2001. I probably watched it in like maybe 2010 or so. I don't know. So it's been a long time, right?
Okay.
But it popped in my head recently, and I thought I'll have you react to it because I always love this song. It's from a movie a movie called Visitor Q.
Yeah.
Q. And you ever hear of that?
No, but it was on the video. I did see. Yeah.
I don't think I would watch the movie again because I know what's in it, and it's one of the top 5 strangest movies I've ever seen. And I've seen some really strange movies.
Okay.
This makes Eraserhead look like Disney almost. But the thing about this movie, the movie stuck with me too because it's this mix of. I was looking at the comments on this YouTube video, right? Trying to get some further insight into the movie and the song, which I couldn't find much of. And a lot of people put it pretty succinctly, where they're basically saying The name of the director is Tashi Miike, I think you say it. I'm not sure on that pronunciation, but somebody said that, if I can find it now, he says, as far as this movie goes, Visitor Q, it's a really particular kind of beauty only Miike seems to be able to materialize. So it's a strange kind of, there's a lot of beauty in the film, but it's awful too. In fact, I would recommend somebody see it only if they can tolerate being shocked. You know, there's some pretty unsavory things in there. So, but anyway, it stuck with me because of that, because I didn't know how I felt about the movie. And I've seen that reflected in these comments. You know, they kind of gave me the words to describe it. And I know you're like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, because
I think I do. Movie. I think I know the movie. I think.
Okay.
I think.
I'm not recommending you see it.
No, the lead character, she's a female, and males that are around her don't fare too well.
Like she kills them.
And does some other things.
Wait. You're thinking of Audition by the same guy.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah.
So
this guy puts out a movie every week, you know?
Okay.
He's really prolific. I don't know now. I just know back in the
okay. It'd be curious if that's the one, but okay.
Yeah. Which had its shocks too, right? If we're talking about the same one. But the translation, because I don't have much else to add to this. The English translation is I'm just going to read a part of it.
Sure.
The sea is so wide you can't see anything. The waves build up slowly, then break. There are little bubbles everywhere. They're born and shine sparkling in the sun. They move about slowly, floating and sinking. Blah, blah, blah. So I didn't help it by saying blah, blah, blah. It's actually pretty nice words.
Yeah.
So it's really describing.
Well, the description, I was actually picturing that. That was actually very.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, actually. Yeah. Because the bubbles floating in the air.
Oh, in the air.
That's what I got in my head when you were saying it. Well, you said floating.
Well,
so
mention
where are they
waves
float?
in the sea.
You said float.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
In the sea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Maybe they go off in the sea and then like you see them on the air, like they're actually bubbles, still intact bubbles coming up out of the water.
That's kind
I've never seen that. That would be cool.
Actually, yeah. I had that. Well, you know what? You know, in movies, anything can happen. I don't know. For some reason, I was just picturing the bubbles coming out and just sort of. Yeah. Well, you know why? Like, sort of. I think it. Well, I guess the bubbles would break then, because I'm thinking like the water, you know, and then the water kind of like as water kind of smashes together and stuff and sprays out. But that's water.
It's like a physics class.
So, hey, man, I just keep talking because. I'm trying to talk because I'm trying to get the song "Tiny Bubbles" out of my.
Oh my God! Okay. Think of bigger bubbles. Really? Is that the Lawrence Welk theme? Right.
Bigger bubbles.
You just ruined the whole thing for me. Oh, you know that song? I can't have you react to that one.
Yeah.
All right, it was on my list, but.
Greg, you got to check out the bass part. The Lawrence Welk version.
Yeah.
So good.
Right. And when that distortion comes in?
Yeah.
All right, man. Before this devolves even further.
Pretty song. I'm really glad you gave it to me. Intrigued. I guess there's really nothing else that you like, you know, from an artist that, you know, intrigued. Yeah, but I guess it's so cool that, again, there are zillions of cases like that of movies, TV shows that just.
I just did that last night.
If you're paying attention, or something just pops out and it clicks, and then it's up to you, you know, because it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone in a fleeting moment or a minute or two, and if you don't act on it, then it's gone, and then
it's going to be gone like bubbles of water.
Yeah, like tiny bubbles of water. I had to go there again.
I'm taking this out, man, as soon as possible. All right. Hit all the good buttons below. Check out our Ko-fi site. Request something. We're guaranteed to cover it. Thanks for watching the strangest edition of Into the Music.